This week we're going to be kind of going back to that Pummel series. So, not much has changed, but we're going to just kind of go over it again. So we're going to start off, he's going to be at the top of the side control here. To make it kind of easy for the concept for the partners, have your partners on top start off with their hands on the far side of the body. On the bottom, that right forearm is going to be on the hip here. I'm kind of pushing his hips down. This left arm right here, I want it kind of palm up right here. So if he puts his weight on me here, I need to be able to bend my arm around his back. So he's just a little too low right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bump here. So now that elbow can kind of bend around the back. You guys can see that I'm going to kind of wave toward the ceiling. And I'm going to be pushing my elbow into his arm here. As I do that, I'm also going to be pushing his hip down. And then the tricky part, if there really is one, is going to be my legs kind of pulling my body. So here, it's almost like a hip game. Now I'm holding tight here, my belly's right up against his leg. I'm going to step over the back of his leg and hook his hip with my left hand. From here, I'm going to roll up to my knee and then move out to the back. You can hide your foot for the knee bar if you want. Let's look at a little bit of a different angle this way now. So here, if he's too low on my hips, I'm going to bump until I can bend my arm. I'm going to push, escape my hip, hook, step over here. Do that as quick as possible. I'm kind of showing this step, but I want to make sure I don't start to escape and have to try to step over the mat. Roll to my knees here and move out to the back. So now what we're going to do is look at what happens if he scoops your head, nothing changes. Do the exact same thing. If he blocks your hip, we're going to look at the single leg. So I'm here, I get the underhook, and he blocks my hip here. So I'm trying to create space underneath his armpit, and there's no way to do that really when his hand is on my hip here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same kind of motion. I'm going to turn toward him and kind of hip out here. His arm stays where it is. I'm going to take my left arm, I'm going to wrap around his leg. My head's going to go on the inside. I'm going to block that ankle, move my hip around, and we're going to look at that tabletop. We can spend a lot of the class finishing this single leg. So I'm going to hold that knee here. I'm going to step up my outside leg, tabletop, block the knee, and drive forward. Make sure you review the steps on that single leg before you teach the class. Like really go over it a few times in your head, make sure it's solid, so you can kind of call it out, because it's definitely not intuitive. There should be good pressure on the back of the knee. It's really hard to defend once you get solid at that single.